welcome to your learning today. Today we're going to be recognising fractions again, but I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently. I'm going to be using the egg box and different coloured cubes, and I'm also going to be using Numerical and Numerical pegs to make fractions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the hole with different coloured cubes or pegs, and you have got to figure out what fraction there is of each colour. I'll show you some examples and then there's a worksheet for you to do at home. First, I have got the egg box. In the egg box, I have put different coloured cubes. We need to figure out how much there is of each colour using our fractions. I can see that an egg box is split into 10 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 equal parts. That means all of the fractions that I find in my egg box are going to be tenths. My denominator, my bottom number, is going to be 10 because there are 10 equal parts. First, I'm going to see how many blue cubes there are. I can see 1 blue cube. That is my numerator, and that goes on the top. So out of the blue cubes, I have got 1/10. Out of those 10 equal parts, one of them are blue. Now I'm going to have a look at the green cubes. Once again, my denominator is 10 because an egg box is split into 10 equal parts. Pause the video now. How many green cubes can you see? There are 3 green cubes. 1, 2, 3. And that 3 is my numerator, that is my top number. So I had 1/10 blue and 3/10 green. Next, we'll have a look at the red cubes. So again, my denominator is 10 because the egg box is split into 10 equal parts, and I need to count how many red cubes there are. Pause the video. How many red cubes can you see? There are 2 red cubes, and that is my numerator, the number on the top. So there is 1/10 blue, 3/10 green, and 2/10 red. Next, we're going to have a look at the yellow cubes. So again, my denominator is 10 because there are 10 equal parts. How many yellow cubes can you see? There are 2 yellow cubes. So that is my numerator, that top number. So I have 1/10 blue, 3/10 green, 2/10 red, and 2/10 yellow. So to finish off, in our egg box, we're going to look at the pink cubes. So I'm going to put my denominator first because I know that there are 10 equal parts. How many pink cubes can you see? There are 2 pink cubes. So that is my numerator. So I've got 1/10 blue, 3/10 green, 2/10 red, 2/10 yellow, and 2/10 pink. Now I've changed from the egg box to a Numerical piece. Think about the Numerical piece that I have used, the value of the Numerical piece, and think about what my denominator is going to be. What is that bottom number in my fraction going to be? Pause the video and see if you can figure out what fraction we are working with. What is the denominator? I have used the Numerical 5 piece. That means we are working in fifths. The fractions we are looking at are going to be fifths. So my denominator is 5. Have a look at the pegs. How many are blue? Can you pause the video and tell your adult how many pegs are blue and how you would say this as a fraction? There is one blue peg. This means that I have got 1/5 blue. Next, we'll have a look at the green pegs. So my denominator is still 5 because there are 5 equal parts. How many green pegs can you see? Pause the video. Can you tell your adult how many green pegs there are and how you would say this as a fraction? There are 2 green pegs, so that is my numerator, the top number. That means I've got 2/5 that are green. I've got 1/5 blue, 2/5 green. Now the only colour we've got left is yellow, so we're going to look at the fraction of yellow pegs. See how many yellow pegs you can see and pause the video. Tell your adult how many yellow pegs there are and how you would say this as a fraction. I can see 2 yellow pegs and that is my numerator. So I've got 2/5 yellow. I've got 1/5 blue, 2/5 green and 2/5 yellow. Finally, I have changed my Numicon piece again. Have a look at the Numicon piece I have chosen and figure out what the denominator is going to be. Remember, the denominator is the number of equal pieces that the whole is split into. What fraction am I going to have? What will my denominator be? Tell your adult. My denominator is going to be 6 because I've got 6 equal pieces. When the denominator is 6, we are working in sixths. Have a look at the green pegs. How many green pegs can you see? Pause the video and tell your adult how many you can see and what this would be as a fraction. There are 3 green pegs, so my numerator is going to be 3. 3/6. Now, I have just spotted something. I'm going to move this green and red peg around. I've still got 3 green pegs, but I've noticed something. I can see that half of that Numicon piece is green. So I can see that 3/6 is the same as 1/2. They are equivalent fractions. Those fractions are equal to each other. You might come across some more equivalent fractions on your home learning. Keep an eye out for them. Next, we'll have a look at the red pegs. So I'm still working in 6, and I want you to see how many red pegs there are. Pause the video and tell your adult how many red pegs you can see and how you would say this as a fraction. I can see 2 red pegs, so my numerator is 2. The fraction of red pegs is 2/6. Oh, just like the green, I've spotted something else. I'm going to move this green and red peg over. I can see now that I've got 3 equal pieces if this was an equal piece, and this was an equal piece, and this was an equal piece. If it was in thirds, I can see that 2/6 is the same as 1/3. They are equivalent fractions. They are equal to each other. So in this Numicon piece, we have had 2 equivalent fractions. Finally, look at the yellow pegs. How many yellow pegs can you see? And how would you say this as a fraction? Tell your adult. There is 1 yellow peg, and that would be my numerator. So out of all of those equal pieces, 1/6 is yellow. 3/6 are green, which is the same as 1/2. 2/6 are red,
which is the same as 1/3, and 1/6 is yellow.
I hope that this video has helped you understand how to recognise fractions. On your home learning sheet you have got different wholes, so your denominator is going to be different because remember the denominator is the number of equal parts that you have. Then you need to see what colour you are finding the fraction of. Have a go and good luck. See you soon!